He's Frank Darris, America's #1 insurance attorney, and today we're going to talk about disability insurance. Frank, no doubt about the fact that most of us, if we are out of work for more than 3 months, we're in deep trouble. That said, it's interesting to note that most people don't have disability insurance. 2/3 of American workers admit that they lack any kind of disability insurance whatsoever.
You know, you think about all the different times and people and friends and family, and we learn of somebody that's sick or injured, and, you know, next thing you know, 50% of today's bankruptcies are caused by medical insurance bills that pile up. You know, if you don't have money to be able to take care of the necessities, and I'm not talking about going shopping, I'm talking about putting food on the table and gas in the car and keeping the kids in school. How many of us right this second could afford not to receive any income for a whole year and still make our truck payment or our car payment? Still take care of the insurance?
And it's very true. Most people are good for 2 paychecks. That's it. You know, after the third, we're done. We can't make our house payment. We can't make our car payment. We can't put food on the table. And you're right, knowing those facts, and everybody's raising their hand, do you have disability insurance?
Look, we can all say when a guy makes $18 million a year, he probably doesn't need disability insurance. You know, I represent a tremendous number of professional athletes, golfers, WWF wrestlers, baseball, football. You know what? Mario Rivera needs disability coverage, and I'm sure that the Yankees have insured a large portion of his salary if he couldn't pitch. Because just because he can put on a uniform doesn't mean that he can go out and be a closer. And boy, you get an ACL injury. I was reading the other day, you know, the Tennessee Titans, whoever that major pass rusher is that just has the tear in the Achilles tendon. Hey, there's a guy who's making $7 million a year, and he's out of work now for at least a year. You know what? I'm sure he's got individual disability coverage that will protect him because he can't play football. So it doesn't matter whether you're the CEO, whether you're the Mario Rivera, whether you're, you know, that terrific pass rusher, or you know what? You're that terrific order clerk filler who, you know, raises a family and's got a mortgage and got a truck and, you know, is just trying to get by. We need to be sure we're protected. And 2/3 of us aren't. Hey, if you've got a human resource department at the place that you work, you need to go down there and make sure that you've got a copy of your certificate so you can see what your long-term disability coverage is. Some policies, Gary, are as cheap as 40% of what you earn, 50% of what you earn. Some companies say, hey, look, if you work overtime, that doesn't count towards your disability benefit. So you may be making $3,000 a month, but $1,500 of it is from overtime. Doesn't count. Think about this. You're making $3,000 a month, $1,500 of it doesn't count. So you got 50% of $1,500. You're getting a whopping $750 a month.
Wow.
How are you going to pay the mortgage and your car payment and food with $750 a month? And people are shocked. Why? Because we're all bulletproof. We don't think about that disaster could strike or that we're really going to get sick or injured, and what poor consumer remedies we've got when we get our insurance from work. But look, this is last gap. We can't go out because we don't have the extra dollars to be able to buy individual disability insurance from an agent or broker. Folks, it's not that much more expensive to go out there and get individual disability coverage that protects you in what you do to age 65. Oftentimes, it doesn't have all the restrictions and limitations that your group coverage does. Most of these policies protect you for fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue and Lyme disease and migraine headaches all the way out to age 65. Most of them have a 24-month mental nervous limitation, and you know what? I can live with that. But if I got a physical problem and it's fibro and there's no cure out there, I mean, that's a death sentence where you have no cure and now you've got no coverage and you're relying on Social Security to be able to keep pace with inflation? I don't think so.